Welcome to Audiobook segment. Every story you'll hear is crafted from the ground up, written, produced, and narrated entirely by us. Nothing recycled, nothing repurposed, just original work made for this channel. So grab your headphones, settle in, and enjoy today's audiobook. Welcome to Transform Your Life with Daily Habits. This audiobook is your guide to creating small, consistent actions that can completely change your life. Over the next 10 chapters, you'll learn how to build habits that stick, overcome challenges, and design a daily routine that leads to lasting success. You don't need motivation to transform your life. You need a system. And that system starts with small daily habits. By the end of this journey, you'll have the tools to take control of your actions, your mindset, and your future. Now, let's dive in and start building the habits that will change your life, one day at a time. Chapter 1. The Power of Small Daily Habits. Daily habits are the building blocks of life. Every action you take, no matter how small, contributes to the person you become. Drinking water every morning, reading for 10 minutes, or taking a short walk may seem insignificant, but over weeks, months, and years, these small actions compound into enormous results. Change doesn't happen overnight. Big transformations are not the result of a single heroic effort. They are the result of countless small actions repeated consistently over time. This is the power of daily habits. Most people underestimate how much impact small habits have. They look for shortcuts, expecting dramatic results from one big effort. But real change is slow, steady, and consistent. Habits are like compound interest. The gains multiply over time when applied consistently. The key to harnessing the power of habits is to start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one simple habit that can be repeated daily. For example, commit to writing one paragraph every day, walking for 10 minutes, or meditating for 5 minutes. Small wins build momentum and confidence. Your daily habits define your identity. When you act consistently, even in small ways, your brain starts to see you as the type of person who does those things. Reading daily makes you a reader. Exercising daily makes you an active person. The actions shape the belief, and the belief shapes the results. Consistency matters more than intensity. Doing a little every day is better than doing a lot once in a while. 100 push-ups in a single day won't change your body if you never exercise again. 10 push-ups every day for months will gradually build strength and endurance. Habits also reduce the need for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Habits, on the other hand, are automatic. When an action becomes a habit, your brain performs it without requiring conscious effort or excitement. Daily habits carry you forward even when motivation is low. The environment plays a crucial role in habit formation. Place cues in your surroundings to remind you to act. Put a water bottle on your desk to remind yourself to drink water. Keep a book on your pillow to encourage reading. Simple cues guide behavior without relying on willpower. Mindset affects habit formation as well. Believe that small actions matter. Understand that tiny steps repeated consistently lead to major changes. When you see your habits as part of a larger system, it becomes easier to act every day, even when results seem slow. Bad habits can also be influenced by daily routines. If you want to break a habit, replace it with a positive one. Swap a sugary snack with a healthy option. Replace mindless scrolling with reading or reflection. The actions you take every day gradually shift your behavior and identity. Tracking your habits reinforces consistency. Keep a small journal or check off each day you complete a habit. Seeing your progress builds momentum and accountability. Every completed habit is a small victory that reinforces the behavior. Breaking down your goals into daily actions makes them manageable. Instead of aiming to get fit, focus on walking 10 minutes daily. Instead of write a book, focus on writing a single paragraph. Daily actions are achievable, measurable, and build momentum. Daily habits don't just affect one part of your life, they influence everything. Exercise improves energy, focus, and mood. Reading expands knowledge and perspective. Reflection builds self-awareness. Each habit strengthens your ability to take consistent action in other areas. Success is rarely about luck or talent. It's about the choices made consistently, day after day. Every small habit is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Repeated over time, these votes create your future. Patience is essential. Habits take time to solidify. You won't see dramatic results overnight, and that's okay. The process itself is the reward. Each day you commit, each action you take, strengthens your abilities and moves you closer to your goals. Accountability accelerates habit formation. Share your goals with someone you trust. Regular check-ins, even informal ones, create social support and increase commitment. Knowing someone else is aware of your actions strengthens your resolve. Habits also shape your emotional state. Positive routines reduce stress, increase energy, and create focus. Even small actions, repeated daily, influence your mood and mindset over time. The ripple effect of habits touches all aspects of life. Visualization can reinforce daily habits. Picture yourself performing the habit consistently, handling obstacles, and achieving results. Your brain responds to repeated mental images as if they were reality, strengthening the neural pathways that support habit formation. Reflection ensures growth. Each week, consider what worked, what didn't, and how to improve. Adjust your habits and routines based on insight. Reflection turns repeated actions into meaningful progress. Consistency is more important than perfection. Skipped days happen. What matters is returning to the habit as quickly as possible. Missing one day doesn't undo months of effort. Resilience is built through returning after slips, not avoiding them entirely. Daily habits are also the foundation for long-term transformation. They accumulate silently, shaping your identity and creating results that seem to appear magically over time. But the magic is in the consistency, not luck. Small habits create confidence. Completing even tiny actions daily reinforces the belief that you can act intentionally. Each action proves your ability to control your behavior, which strengthens self-efficacy. Eventually, habits free mental energy. When important actions become automatic, you spend less effort deciding, planning, or convincing yourself. That energy can be used for growth, learning, and creativity. The most successful people aren't those who work the hardest in short bursts. They are the ones who act consistently over years. They use daily habits as building blocks for mastery, growth, and success. The power of small daily habits is simple but profound. Start small, act consistently, track progress, adjust when necessary, and maintain patience. Over time, these habits compound into extraordinary outcomes. Your life is a reflection of the actions you take every day. Choose habits that align with the person you want to become. Small steps, repeated consistently, lead to lasting transformation. Daily habits are the bridge between who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. They give structure, momentum, and identity. Embrace them, nurture them, and let them guide you toward the life you desire. Building new habits can feel overwhelming at first. The idea of changing your life through daily action seems simple, but putting it into practice requires focus, planning, and patience. The good news is that starting small makes it possible. Even the tiniest habit, repeated consistently, can grow into lasting change. Chapter 2: Creating your first daily habits. The first step in creating a daily habit is clarity. Know exactly what you want to do. Vague intentions don't work. I want to exercise more is a start, but it lacks specificity. Instead, define it clearly. I will walk for 10 minutes every morning before breakfast. Clear actions are easier to follow, track, and maintain. The key to habit formation is repetition. Your brain needs consistent practice to make actions automatic. Performing a habit daily, even in small increments, rewires your brain and builds momentum. Small, repeated actions are more effective than large, infrequent efforts. Start with a habit that feels achievable. People often fail because they bite off too much at once. Trying to transform every part of your life simultaneously leads to burnout. Instead, focus on one small habit at a time. Once it sticks, you can layer in more habits gradually. Tracking your habits from day one helps reinforce consistency. Even a simple check mark on a calendar provides visual proof of progress. The brain responds positively to progress, and seeing your streak encourages continued action. Environment plays a powerful role in habit creation. Arrange your space so the habit is obvious and easy to do. Place your workout clothes where you can see them. Keep a journal by your bed if you want to write each morning. By designing your environment for success, you make the right actions easier and the wrong ones harder. Pairing new habits with existing routines makes them easier to maintain. This is called habit stacking. For example, after brushing your teeth in the morning, you could spend 2 minutes stretching. Linking a new habit to something already established creates a natural cue and reduces mental friction. Start small, but aim for consistency over intensity. 10 minutes of focused action daily is better than an hour once in a while. The brain builds habits through repetition, not effort. Daily, steady progress compounds over time into significant results. Mindset is crucial. Believe that small habits matter and that consistent action leads to results. The growth mindset is your ally here. Understand that every repetition strengthens your identity and moves you closer to your goals. Anticipate challenges. Life is unpredictable. There will be days when you feel tired, distracted, or busy. Plan in advance how to handle these obstacles. Decide on a shorter version of the habit if necessary, or adjust the timing. The goal is to maintain continuity, not perfection. Accountability boosts habit success. Share your goals with a friend, mentor, or family member. Even informal check-ins increase commitment and reduce the likelihood of skipping a habit. Knowing someone else is aware of your actions creates external motivation that supports internal discipline. Start with habits that have immediate visible impact. Habits that show quick results motivate you to continue. Drinking water, taking a short walk, or writing a page each day provides instant feedback. This feedback reinforces the behavior and encourages consistency. Rewarding yourself reinforces habit formation. Positive reinforcements strengthens the connection between action and pleasure. Celebrate completing a habit, even if the reward is as simple as acknowledging your effort. Small wins accumulate into confidence and momentum. Be patient. Habits take time to form. Some actions may feel awkward or difficult at first. Your brain is learning a new pattern. Repetition is the key. The longer you maintain the habit, the more automatic it becomes. Reflection strengthens habit development. Take time each week to review your progress. Ask yourself what worked, what didn't, and what adjustments are needed. Reflection ensures that you are learning from the process and improving over time. Consistency is more important than intensity or perfection. Missing a day occasionally is normal. What matters is returning quickly to the habit. Persistence over time, not flawless execution, creates long-term results. Starting small builds confidence. Completing daily actions, even minor ones, reinforces the belief that you are capable of change. This self-efficacy becomes the foundation for more ambitious habits in the future. Habits also shape identity. Each completed action sends a message to your brain. I am the type of person who does this. Over time, these repeated actions define your self-image and influence your behavior automatically. The first habits you create set the tone for future success. They establish momentum, build self-discipline, and strengthen confidence. These foundational habits create a ripple effect, making it easier to add more positive habits in the coming weeks and months. Avoid overcomplicating the process. Focus on simplicity and clarity. The more straightforward the habit, the easier it is to maintain. Complexity adds friction, making it more likely you will give up. Your environment, mindset, tracking, rewards and reflection all work together to support habit formation. Each element reduces resistance and strengthens consistency, turning intention into action. Visualization can enhance habit adoption. Imagine yourself performing the habit consistently, enjoying the benefits, and feeling proud of your progress. The brain responds to mental rehearsal, reinforcing neural pathways that support the new behavior. Start with one habit, repeat it daily, and maintain patience. Over time, the small action will grow into a natural part of your routine. Then, layer additional habits gradually. This is how transformation happens, one daily action at a time. Remember, small habits are powerful because they are consistent. Each repetition compounds, shaping behavior, mindset, and identity. Over months and years, these small actions accumulate into life-changing results. By creating your first daily habits, you lay the foundation for transformation. You learn to act intentionally, overcome resistance, and build momentum. The habits you start today are the stepping stones to the life you want to create. Chapter 3. Building momentum with consistency. Consistency is the secret ingredient that turns small daily actions into big results. Without it, even the best habits fade quickly. Momentum is built when you show up repeatedly, day after day, and trust the process. Each action compounds, making the next action easier and more automatic. Daily habits are not just actions, they are commitments to yourself. They are the framework for growth, productivity, and well-being. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Transformation begins with the actions you take each day. Momentum starts small. The first few days of a new habit are often the hardest. Your brain resists change because it prefers familiar routines. But if you push through these early days, you start to see the power of repetition. The struggle diminishes as the action becomes familiar and the habit begins to stick. Consistency is more valuable than intensity. Performing a habit imperfectly but regularly is better than doing it perfectly but sporadically. One push-up a day, every day, will eventually lead to strength. 100 push-ups once a week will not create the same lasting effect. Small, repeated actions are the building blocks of long-term success. Tracking progress reinforces momentum. Seeing your streaks, checking off completed days, and noting small wins creates a visual reminder of your commitment. Progress motivates continuation. It transforms abstract goals into measurable achievements. The environment supports consistency. Habits are easier to maintain when your surroundings guide behavior. Keep your workout clothes visible, your books within reach, and your workspace organized. Reduce friction for the habits you want and increase friction for those you want to avoid. The easier the habit, the more consistent you can be. Momentum feeds motivation, but motivation alone is unreliable. When you act consistently, motivation often follows naturally. Each successful repetition strengthens belief in your ability to act. Motivation may fluctuate, but momentum keeps you moving forward even when enthusiasm fades. Consistency is also linked to identity. Repeated actions shape who you believe you are. When you show up daily, your brain interprets that as part of your identity. "I am the type of person who acts" becomes your internal narrative. This self-perception reinforces further consistency. Consistency requires resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks happen. Missing a day does not erase progress. What matters is returning to the habit quickly and maintaining the streak. Resilience, combined with consistent action, strengthens momentum and builds confidence. Celebrating small victories strengthens momentum. Each day you complete a habit, recognize it. Acknowledging progress reinforces commitment and makes the process enjoyable. Momentum grows when you combine action with positive reinforcement. Set realistic expectations. Trying to do too much too soon often leads to burnout and failure. Start with manageable actions that you can sustain daily. Once these habits become routine, gradually layer on more actions. Growth is a staircase, not a leap. Accountability accelerates momentum. Sharing your habits with someone you trust creates external support. When others know your goals, you are more likely to stay consistent. Accountability combined with daily action compounds results over time. Reflection deepens consistency. Regularly reviewing what worked and what didn't allows you to refine your habits. Reflection turns repeated actions into intentional progress. By adjusting strategies based on insight, you strengthen momentum and prevent stagnation. Consistency simplifies decision-making. When actions are habitual, you no longer rely on daily motivation or willpower. The habit becomes automatic, freeing mental energy for other growth-oriented activities. Momentum is built when daily actions require less effort and resistance. The compound effect is the essence of momentum. Small actions repeated consistently lead to exponential results. Writing 1 paragraph daily, walking 10 minutes daily, or meditating 5 minutes daily may seem minor. But over time, these habits accumulate into significant transformation. Consistency also builds confidence. Each completed habit reinforces the belief that you can follow through. Confidence, in turn, makes taking action easier, creating a positive feedback loop. Momentum grows as self-trust strengthens. Mindset supports momentum. Believing that consistency matters, trusting the process, and valuing repetition over perfection encourages ongoing action. A growth mindset strengthens momentum as you focus on progress rather than immediate results. Layering habits enhances momentum. Once a habit becomes automatic, you can add complementary actions. For example, after establishing a daily walk, you might incorporate stretching or journaling afterward. Small chains of habits create a flow that reinforces consistency. The power of momentum is visible in every area of life. Exercise becomes easier, focus improves, productivity increases, and emotional resilience strengthens. Daily habits compound across physical, mental, and emotional domains, producing lasting transformation. Prepare for obstacles. Life will challenge your consistency. Anticipate disruptions and create strategies to maintain habits during difficult times. Adaptation is key. The goal is continuous action, even if imperfect. Momentum thrives when habits are flexible yet persistent. Reflection and tracking reinforce the effect. Observing patterns, celebrating streaks, and adjusting strategies deepen the connection between action and outcome. Momentum is strengthened when you measure, learn, and adapt. Even minor daily actions build unstoppable momentum. Drinking water, reading a page, or organizing your workspace may seem insignificant, but repeated consistently, they strengthen habits and create cumulative impact. Momentum compounds quietly but powerfully. Momentum reduces reliance on motivation. When habits become routine, action no longer depends on mood or energy. You act because it is part of your identity and your system. The process becomes self-sustaining, and results follow naturally. Daily habits, consistently applied, build momentum that transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary results. The key is showing up, trusting the process, and committing to repetition. Each day adds to the momentum that shapes your life. Consistency and momentum are essential for habit mastery. The most successful people show up daily, trust the process, and continue even when motivation fades. Momentum becomes an automatic force, carrying them forward effortlessly. Momentum also makes habits enjoyable. As actions become familiar, and progress becomes visible, you experience satisfaction and pride. Positive reinforcement encourages repetition and strengthens long-term commitment. By focusing on daily consistency, tracking progress, reflecting, and staying patient, you harness the power of momentum. Your life changes, not because of sudden inspiration, but because of small actions repeated with discipline. Consistency is the bridge between small actions and life-changing results. Momentum compounds quietly, making each habit easier and more natural over time. With patience and persistence, small daily habits create extraordinary transformation. Remember, momentum is invisible at first. You may not notice change day to day, but each repeated action strengthens the habit, shapes identity, and builds a foundation for long-term success. The small steps you take today create a future that feels inevitable. Building new habits is never completely smooth. Life throws distractions, fatigue, stress, and unexpected challenges in your path. The difference between people who succeed and those who fail isn't the absence of obstacles, it's how they respond to them. Learning to overcome obstacles is crucial for making daily habits stick. Momentum is the quiet force that turns effort into results, small actions into habits, and habits into transformation. The life you want is built step by step, day by day, with consistency as your ally. Chapter 4. Overcoming obstacles in daily habits. Preparation reduces friction. If you know mornings are rushed, set up your environment the night before. Lay out workout clothes, prepare a healthy breakfast, or place your journal where you'll see it. Small adjustments remove excuses and make habits easier to follow. The first step is awareness. Know what obstacles are likely to interfere with your habits. Is it lack of time, low energy, forgetfulness, or competing priorities? Recognizing potential barriers before they appear prepares you to handle them effectively. Discipline is the key to overcoming resistance. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline ensures action even when you don't feel like it. Showing up consistently, regardless of mood, is what turns small actions into automatic habits. Discipline is the bridge that carries you over obstacles. Identify triggers that lead to failure. Do you skip habits when stressed, distracted, or tired? Understanding your triggers allows you to create strategies to counter them. For example, if stress leads to skipping workouts, practice brief mindfulness or adjust expectations to maintain momentum. Start small when obstacles appear. If you planned a 30-minute workout but feel exhausted, commit to 10 minutes. Often, starting is enough. Momentum builds once you begin, and you may complete the full session even after reducing it initially. Flexibility is essential. Life is unpredictable, and rigid plans can fail when circumstances change. Adjust your routine without abandoning the habit. Shift the timing, location, or duration to keep the habit alive. Consistency matters more than perfection. Mindset is another powerful tool. View obstacles as opportunities to grow rather than reasons to quit. Each challenge is a lesson in persistence, resilience, and adaptation. A growth-oriented mindset transforms setbacks into stepping stones for progress. Environment shapes behavior. Reduce exposure to distractions and temptations. Remove items that lead to procrastination. Organize your space for action and surround yourself with reminders of your goals. A supportive environment strengthens habits and reduces the impact of obstacles. Accountability can help overcome obstacles. Share your goals with someone you trust or create a system to report progress. Social support increases commitment and encourages persistence when challenges arise. Knowing someone else is aware of your actions strengthens follow-through. Tracking habits exposes patterns of failure. Recording daily actions reveals when and why you miss a habit. Use this information to adjust your strategy. For example, if evenings are consistently missed, try performing the habit in the morning. Data guides improvement. Time management reduces obstacles. Prioritize habits by importance and schedule them as fixed parts of your day. Treat them like appointments that cannot be missed. Routine strengthens consistency and minimizes conflicts with other responsibilities. Break habits into smaller steps when obstacles seem overwhelming. If writing for 30 minutes is intimidating, write for 5. Smaller steps are easier to start, reduce mental resistance, and increase the likelihood of success. Self-talk influences persistence. Replace negative thoughts like "I can't do this" with empowering statements such as "I'm learning" and "I can adjust." Positive self-talk reinforces resilience and encourages continued action despite obstacles. Rest and recovery matter. Fatigue increases the likelihood of skipping habits. Prioritize sleep, proper nutrition, and breaks to maintain energy and focus. A well-rested body and mind are better equipped to overcome challenges. Visual cues help maintain focus. Place reminders where you'll see them during the day. Sticky notes, phone alarms, or visual boards. Reminders reduce forgetfulness and keep your habit at the forefront of your mind. Reflect on obstacles regularly. Take time weekly to review difficulties and identify patterns. Ask yourself, why did I struggle? What changes can prevent this next time? Reflection turns failures into learning opportunities and strengthens your habits. Motivation can support overcoming obstacles but should not be relied on. External inspiration is temporary. Systems, routines, and discipline are reliable tools for persistence. Build habits that function independently of fluctuating feelings. Plan for setbacks in advance. Accept that missing a day may happen. Decide ahead of time how to return to the habit. The speed of recovery after a slip is more important than avoiding the slip entirely. Resilience strengthens long-term habit formation. Celebrate small victories to maintain momentum. Completing a habit despite obstacles reinforces your commitment. Positive reinforcement strengthens resilience and creates psychological momentum for future challenges. Community can provide support when obstacles seem insurmountable. Connect with like-minded people pursuing similar habits. Sharing strategies, encouragement, and progress creates accountability and inspiration. Mindset, environment, tracking, reflection, and flexibility all work together to help you overcome obstacles. No single strategy is enough. They function best as an integrated system supporting your daily actions. Persistence matters more than speed. Even when progress seems slow, repeated effort compounds into meaningful results. Each small action, completed despite challenges, builds momentum and confidence. Daily habits are not about perfection. They are about progress. By planning for obstacles, adjusting strategies, and maintaining discipline, you ensure that small, consistent actions continue to accumulate, even when life gets complicated. Obstacles are part of the process. Instead of avoiding them, embrace the lessons they offer. Each time you adapt, recover, or continue despite difficulty, you strengthen your identity and reinforce your commitment to your habits. Ultimately, obstacles are inevitable, but failure is optional. How you respond with discipline, flexibility, and persistence determines whether your habits stick or fade. Daily action, even when imperfect, compounds into growth, progress, and transformation. Long-term success depends on your ability to navigate challenges without losing momentum. Habits that survive obstacles become stronger and more ingrained. Each challenge overcome is a vote for your resilience and dedication. The life-changing power of daily habits is not in perfection, but in persistence. Small actions, repeated consistently, survive challenges, setbacks, and distractions. Momentum is built by showing up, adapting, and continuing no matter what. Chapter 5: Habit Tracking and Reflection. By learning to anticipate, navigate, and overcome obstacles, you create habits that last. These habits form the foundation for a life of growth, productivity, and success. Each day you persist, you transform your challenges into strength and your actions into results. Building lasting habits is one thing, but maintaining them requires awareness. Without knowing how you're progressing, it's easy to drift off course or lose motivation. That's where habit tracking and reflection come in. These tools provide clarity, accountability, and insight, turning small daily actions into long-term transformation. Tracking works because the brain responds to visual evidence. Each time you mark a habit as completed, your brain experiences a small reward. Dopamine is released, reinforcing the behavior. This reward system motivates you to repeat the habit, even when external circumstances are challenging. Consistency is easier when habits are tracked. When you see a streak developing, the desire to maintain it grows. No one wants to break a chain of days where they succeeded. This simple psychological effect increases adherence and builds momentum over time. Habit tracking is simple but powerful. It involves recording your actions consistently. You might use a journal, a calendar, a spreadsheet, or an app. The key is visibility. Seeing your progress creates a sense of accomplishment and encourages continuation. Reflection complements tracking. Reflection is taking time to analyze your actions, outcomes, and mindset. It's about asking questions like, what worked today? What didn't? How can I improve tomorrow? This practice deepens self-awareness and strengthens the connection between effort and results. Reflection ensures that habits are meaningful. Performing actions mindlessly may create consistency, but without insight, growth is limited. By reflecting, you transform repeated actions into intentional progress. Reflection turns routine into learning, and learning into improvement. Tracking also exposes patterns. By observing your daily actions, you notice when habits succeed and when they fail. Are there certain days when you consistently skip a habit? Is there a time of day when performance is higher? Recognizing patterns allows for strategic adjustments, making habits more sustainable. Visualization enhances the tracking and reflection process. Picture yourself completing habits consistently and experiencing the benefits. Mental rehearsal strengthens the neural pathways associated with the habit, making action more automatic. Visualization, combined with physical tracking, magnifies results. A combined approach works best. Track habits daily to maintain visibility and consistency. Reflect weekly to evaluate progress, adjust strategies, and reinforce motivation. This cycle keeps habits aligned with your goals and ensures that you continue moving forward. Tracking provides immediate feedback, while reflection provides deeper understanding. Together, they create a feedback loop that strengthens habits and reinforces identity. You begin to see yourself as the type of person who follows through, learns from experience, and improves steadily. Reflection helps maintain perspective. Sometimes results are slow, and it's easy to feel discouraged. Reviewing your progress allows you to see incremental improvements and the cumulative effect of your efforts. Reflection highlights that small steps, repeated consistently, create significant outcomes over time. Tracking also builds accountability. When you see your actions recorded, you are more likely to maintain commitment. If you share your progress with a friend or mentor, accountability increases further. Social support enhances motivation and encourages continued adherence. Adjustments are easier when habits are tracked. If you notice consistent failure at a particular time, you can shift the habit to a different part of the day. If energy is low, you can reduce intensity temporarily. Tracking allows you to make informed changes rather than guessing or abandoning the habit altogether. Journaling is an effective method for both tracking and reflection. A simple daily entry noting completed habits, feelings, challenges, and lessons learned can be immensely powerful. Writing down progress solidifies commitment and provides a record for review. Reflection encourages problem solving. When obstacles appear, it allows you to analyze why they happened and how to overcome them. Reflection turns setbacks into opportunities for growth and prevents repeated mistakes. Celebrating milestones is part of the process. Tracking allows you to see when you've achieved streaks, completed a set number of days, or reached a new level of consistency. Celebrating these achievements reinforces positive behavior and motivates continued effort. Tracking and reflection also clarify priorities. They help you distinguish between habits that truly support your goals and actions that waste time or energy. This clarity ensures that your daily efforts are aligned with your long-term vision. Consistency, more than intensity, drives success. Habit tracking ensures daily adherence, while reflection strengthens insight and resilience. Small actions become routine, routine becomes identity, and identity creates lasting results. Momentum grows when tracking and reflection are combined. Seeing progress builds confidence, which encourages action. Reflection deepens understanding, which improves effectiveness. Together they create a powerful cycle of growth and reinforcement. Even when life becomes busy, tracking and reflection maintain focus. They provide a reference point that keeps you anchored in your habits. Skipped days are not failures, but opportunities to analyze, adjust, and recommit. Over time, tracking becomes second nature. You no longer need external tools to maintain habits. Your brain recognizes patterns, predicts outcomes, and aligns behavior with goals. Reflection continues to fine-tune actions, ensuring continuous improvement. The power of tracking is not just in observation, but in reinforcement. Each completed habit is proof of capability. Each reflection is proof of learning. Together they strengthen belief in yourself and your ability to change. Small habits, when tracked and reflected upon, grow into significant achievements. Drinking water daily, reading for 10 minutes, or exercising consistently may feel minor, but over time, the cumulative effect is transformative. Reflection ensures that habits are purposeful. It turns repetitive actions into conscious choices aligned with values and goals. The habits you perform daily become meaningful, not mechanical. Tracking and reflection also enhance motivation. Seeing tangible progress fuels excitement, while understanding challenges encourages perseverance. Motivation may fluctuate, but tracking and reflection provide stability and guidance. Tracking, reflection, and consistency create a framework for growth. Each habit performed, each lesson learned, each adjustment made builds a foundation for transformation. Your life changes not through chance, but through intentional, repeated action. The life-changing power of daily habits is magnified when you observe, analyze, and refine your actions. Small adjustments, informed by reflection, compound over time, turning ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Remember, it's not just about completing actions. It's about learning from them, understanding your patterns, and improving continuously. Tracking provides data. Reflection provides insight. Together, they guide you toward lasting success. Chapter 6, Habit Stacking for Maximum Impact. Transforming your life with daily habits becomes easier when you connect new habits to existing ones. This strategy, called habit stacking, allows you to build momentum quickly and create routines that feel natural. Habit stacking leverages the habits you already do automatically, using them as anchors for new actions. By committing to habit tracking and reflection, you build awareness, accountability, and momentum. These tools ensure that your habits stick, evolve, and lead to the transformation you seek. Each day, each note, and each reflection is a step toward the life you want to create. The principle is simple. Link a new habit to an existing habit. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you can add a small habit immediately after, like drinking a glass of water or doing a 2-minute stretch. The existing habit serves as a cue, triggering the new behavior automatically. Habit stacking works because the brain craves familiarity. It resists change, preferring routines it already knows. By connecting a new habit to an existing routine, you reduce resistance and make the action easier to perform. The familiar habit primes the brain to accept the new behavior. Start small. The first habit stack doesn't need to be complex. Choose one existing habit and attach a simple, manageable action. For example, after making your morning coffee, write down one thing you are grateful for. Small, repeated actions are the key to lasting change. Visual cues can strengthen habit stacks. Place items in locations that remind you to perform the new habit. For instance, keep your journal next to the coffee maker or leave your workout shoes by the door. Cues guide action automatically, reducing reliance on willpower or motivation. Consistency matters more than complexity. Even simple habit stacks, when performed daily, create compounding effects. 10 small habit stacks may seem minor individually, but together they create significant transformation over time. Pairing habits also creates a sense of flow. When actions are linked naturally, you move smoothly from one to the next, building momentum. The day starts with automatic, productive behaviors that set a positive tone, leading to higher energy and focus throughout the day. Habit stacking also reinforces identity. Each completed action, connected to an existing habit, strengthens your self-image. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, takes action, and maintains discipline. Identity reinforces behavior, and behavior strengthens identity. Stack habits strategically. Choose habits that align with your goals and values. Pairing reading after your morning coffee, stretching after brushing your teeth, or journaling after lunch builds routines that enhance productivity, health, and personal growth. Intentional stacks create meaningful change. Start with anchor habits that are already strong and consistent. Habits that you perform reliably every day are excellent triggers for new behaviors. This ensures that the habit stack has a solid foundation and is more likely to succeed. Accountability strengthens habit stacking. Share your stacks with a friend, family member, or mentor. Reporting progress increases commitment and encourages persistence. Even when life becomes busy or challenging, social reinforcement amplifies habit formation. Tracking habit stacks reinforces consistency. Record each completed stack in a journal, app, or calendar. Seeing the connected actions completed daily provides satisfaction and reinforces commitment. The visual evidence of progress encourages continued adherence. Flexibility matters. If circumstances change, adjust your habit stacks without abandoning them. Move the new habit to a different anchor, shorten its duration, or temporarily reduce intensity. The goal is continuity, not perfection. Habit stacking succeeds when actions are maintained consistently, even if modified. Celebrate small wins. Each completed habit stack is evidence of your capability and discipline. Recognition, even if internal, reinforces commitment and encourages continued action. Positive reinforcement amplifies the power of habit stacking. Stacking habits can also create momentum for new routines. As one stack becomes automatic, add another small habit. Gradually, multiple stacks form a chain of productive behaviors that shape your day and your life. Momentum compounds, making each new habit easier to adopt. Visualization reinforces habit stacks. Picture yourself performing each action in sequence, smoothly and consistently. Imagine the benefits and satisfaction that follow. Mental rehearsal strengthens neural pathways and makes the behavior more automatic when executed physically.